Welcome back to another video, and in today's adventure we're going to be flying from here in Phuket up to Bangkok with Thai Airways on their A320. Now I've pretty much flown with them before on their A320s, as last year I flew from Bangkok down to Krabi with Thai Smile, and since then all those aircraft have been merged into the parent company, being Thai Airways. So I'm not going to be expecting, a whole lot of difference. I think some of the aircraft are going to be, retrofitted out with a business class, just changing that up by the end of this year. But other than that, I don't think there's going to be too many changes. But I'm certainly looking forward to this flight today. Should be about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, I'd say, up to Bangkok. So definitely looking forward to it. I'm just currently at the Kamala Beach Estate, where we are right now, which has an incredible view out there. But if you go check out my last video, you'll see a bit of an update of what I've been up to for the last week, and the place we're staying at here right now. It's certainly been a roller coaster, but I'll let you go check that video out if you're interested to find that out. But other than that, I think it's time to order the grab and make our way to the airport. Let's go.
Now, one thing that's really surprised me since being in Phuket is the size of the island and how long it takes to get around, especially if you want to go between the different beaches. So for example, today we're leaving from Kamala Beach Estate and travelling up north to the airport, which is 25.5 kilometres and a 52-minute drive. For this grab ride, I paid 674 baht, which is just under 28 Australian dollars. So today, we're boarding our aircraft from gate 6, and for a fun fact, this aircraft woke up in Bangkok this morning, flew up to Hanoi, Vietnam, and back before flying down here to Phuket. Now these ex-Thai Smile aircraft are all economy seating in a 3-3 configuration that hold between 168 to 174 passengers. But as mentioned at the beginning of this video, this will change as Airbus and Thai Airways reached an agreement to retrofit the fleet of A320s with reclining business class seats and transitioning the aircraft into a 2-class configuration with 12 business class seats and 144 economy seats.
Alright, so we're on board now, and yeah, I can't see too many changes from when I was on here last year from Thai Smile. Maybe it's this, headrest or head napkin. I'm just going to call it a head napkin. That's the only change I can see. But yeah, sitting in seat 44A over the wing today.
Now boarding was super fast and efficient today, and because of this, we're about to push back 15 minutes prior to scheduled departure, which is always a good feeling. But for now, we'll enjoy the takeoff and beautiful views looking down on the scenery of Phuket.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Thai Airways International Captain Ramsan, Korean Channel Life, and the crew would like to welcome you on board our long service flight TT216.
And just like that, we are already up in the air. Scheduled departure day was at 4:05 p.m. And yeah, we took off the ground at 4 p.m. so very efficient. It's been a long time since I've actually departed on with an airline ahead of schedule. Usually it's either just on time or just behind, which is great, but to do it before 5 minutes, well, that's excellent. So big thumbs up there. I know it goes by a bit of luck as well, but yeah, that's really good, really efficient.
So for today's flight up to Bangkok, we're expecting about an hour flight to cover the distance of around 700 kilometers up to the country's capital. Cabin crew jumped up to prepare for service less than 7 minutes after takeoff, keeping to pace of this super efficient flight we've had so far, which is actually quite surprising as I've never seen crew jump up only 7 minutes after takeoff. But I feel they obviously know weather conditions along the way, as it's the same crew that flew down from Bangkok. So they're possibly trying to smash out the service as soon as possible before bad patches of air they may have encountered on the way down. For today's light meal, passengers were offered a chicken pie, which unfortunately I can't eat because these are not gluten-free, and I forgot to do a special meal selection as this was a last-minute change from another flight and it threw me off my game and forgot to make that request. But lucky for Cindy, she'll get 2 chicken pies today and I'll settle with the water.
We're only about 15 minutes into the flight now. I'm a fan. I really like Thai Airways. Super efficient, super friendly, and I'm just loving this kind of service. Just even on like a short flight like this, happily fly them again. I'll let you know if there's any changes to that, but I usually don't make my mind up so soon.
Cabin crew came around with a coffee and tea service right after they served the meals, and I've gone with the tea today. Crew also came around with blankets for those requesting, so overall, for a short flight like this, I'm pretty easy to please. But I've seen other videos online where people say this is average and blah blah blah, this that, but I think some people just have super high expectations and standards and need to relax a little bit and just think about the fact it's an air taxi getting you from A to B. I will admit though, I've noticed Thai Airways do use these planes on international flights, such as Bangkok to Delhi, which is 4 hours, and even Taipei, which is about 3.5 hours. So I wouldn't be too keen to be on this aircraft for one of those flights, but for short hops around Thailand like today, it's just fine for me. Now because our original Thai Airways flight was supposed to be from Krabi to Bangkok, we had to call them to change this flight, which was actually a very simple process and the customer service team were great.
So we're just tracking up alongside the East Thailand coast, about 35 minutes into the flight now. I'd say possibly maybe another 20 minutes or so, and we should be descending into Bangkok.
Now heading into a large airport such as Bangkok, as expected, there's going to be some traffic today. So although it didn't feel like we're in any holding patterns, it was more like a slow descent to slot in line. And at this point, it looks like we'll be landing 20 minutes ahead of schedule. But for now, let's enjoy the landing into Bangkok and we'll wrap this video up back at the hotel.
Alright, and like that, we're at the hotel here in Bangkok. What a flight. Thai Airways, they were fantastic. I'm gonna give them a 9 out of 10. I'm actually just going to say it. I think it's probably one of the best flights I've ever had. And it's actually got me super excited and brainstorming how I can fly them again in a long haul sense. I'm half thinking I might be able to do it from Australia, maybe like a Melbourne, Bangkok or something. We'll see what we can do in the future. But yeah, overall it was a fantastic flight. And by the way, check out this hotel room I'm in. Welcome to my office. Please come in, sit down. Look, honestly, I think the only thing I could fault, which to be honest, there's nothing to fault, but if I was going to be really nitpickety, would be, you know, to make it a 10 out of 10, if they had Wi-Fi on the flight. But come on, I mean, not a lot of airlines do that. I completely understand, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if it was going to be 10 out of 10, it would have Wi-Fi. But other than that, but yeah, it's definitely incredible the type of service you can get when you're outside of Australia from a full service carrier like Thai Airways, just on like a domestic flight, a 1 hour flight. It's incredible. You know, they were 7 minutes after takeoff, the crew were up, running up and down, getting things ready, smiles on their faces, and it just felt super efficient. I mean, we even took off 5 minutes early. I mean, sure, that's partly luck as well, but you know, fantastic. Arrived 20 minutes ahead of schedule. So yeah, overall, fantastic flight. But anyways, if you have made it this far into the video, once again, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the people that are my frequent commenters. I know who you are. Thank you so much. If you can give this video a like, it really help the video go a long way. If you're not subscribed and you kind of like these kind of videos, you know what I mean, whatever. But please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next one where we're going to be going out, checking out a bit of Bangkok. Looking forward to it. Another adventure. Catch you on the next one. See ya.